Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Friday, December 27th, 2024. Happy Friday. I hope you're safe and healthy today. Hope your family's safe and healthy, and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, along with the first responders, who every day are out here trying their best to save lives. Those also that pick up garbage to keep our places clean, and those that make deliveries, like FedEx workers and UPS workers and mailmen for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women that are out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover teenagers and children that are victims of child molestation and pedophilia. People that are also trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover victims of prostitution and child prostitution, child pornography, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on all the perpetrators, the profiteers, and those perverts that create the demands for these evil industries. Finally, double blessings on the homeless. More than 600,000 men, women, children, families, veterans, senior citizens, homeless in the United States of America, and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. There's going to be a basketball game tonight here in Orlando. I'm headed out to Washington, D.C. this morning. But while I'm in Washington, D.C., the New York Knicks will be playing the Orlando Magic at the Kia Center here in Orlando. The Knicks have won 2 against Orlando already this year, but Orlando has established a culture whereby you cannot take them lightly, though they're missing Mo and Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero, and Gary Harris tonight. You cannot take them lightly. They just lost last night, a 1-point loss at Orlando to the Miami Heat. Tough game, 89-88, 90s type situation, 89-88 last night in Orlando. So this will be the second half of a back-to-back for the Orlando Magic. The Knicks are going to get their share of back-to-backs in the second half of the season in 2025, but they have had their share of away games. This is right here part of a 3-game road trip for the Knicks. But Orlando is, again, coming off the second half of a back-to-back. This does not mean this is going to be an easy game for the Knicks. The thing about Orlando is they've established a culture so that no matter what they got, when you come to play them, there's going to be hell to pay. And so the Knicks can expect that. But the Knicks, of course, are balanced. They're catching their stride offensively and defensively. We know that the hottest player on the Knicks in the month of December has been Mikal Bridges, as we thought he was going to go on a tear as a slow start started early in the season. Again, the numbers are always going to average out. So right now, the Knicks have 4 players that shoot over 40% from the three-point line. 4 that shoot over 40%. Deuce McBride. They have, of course, Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, and OG Anunoby. All of those shoot over 40% from 3. And so they're going to, and of course, I expected to see a sighting of Shamet, Landry Shamet last game. Tibbs went with 7. I did see Campaign limping, but he's not on the injured list. He wasn't announced that night that he wasn't coming back, nor is he on the injured list today. So I got to figure it was a decision Tibbs made to only play him the limited minutes he played the other day. But going forward, I expect Campaign and Landry Shamet to play major roles for the Knicks, especially tonight, because tonight the Knicks have the first game of a back-to-back. So they're playing Orlando tonight in Orlando, and tomorrow we will be at the game live at the, it used to be called the Verizon Center. I think it's the Capital One Arena right now. So we're going to be live in D.C. for the Capital One Arena game tomorrow night. But tonight, they're in Orlando. So that depth that the Knicks have in terms of the addition of Landry Shamet with Cameron Payne are going to pay big dividends. It's going to play a major role now because that'll give a break to the Knicks. Again, I like what Josh Hart said after the last win that they had the other day. He said that we don't need to depend on Brunson to score 30 every night. And this is absolutely true. Last year, Brunson was doing that pretty much, especially as the Knicks were depleted coming down the stretch of the season. Still ended up second in the East. By the way, right now the Knicks are third in the East and only 2 games behind Boston, who is second in the East. Okay, and now that they have a full two-game lead on Orlando, who is fourth in the East. So if the Knicks can beat Orlando tonight, they will extend their lead to 3 full games in the Eastern Conference, and then they will create a half game closer to Boston. In other words, they'd be a game and a half behind Boston right now. And so, as I've been saying, we're going to continue to say, because it's going to happen, somebody losing their spot. The Knicks are third in the East. They will finish, in my opinion, with 55 plus wins in the top two. I've been saying it all year long. When I continue to say it, 55 plus wins, top two in the East. Because the reason is because they are, in my opinion, the second best team in the East right now. Okay, well, Cleveland is the first. I counted Boston ahead of Cleveland. Okay, but Boston's having a little trouble also. Everybody goes through it. This is, again, the league is an 82-game grind. That has to be figured into when you're looking at teams and you're trying to project who's going to be top and who's not. You got to project, especially with players as well. People look at 1 game, 2 games, and try to project over a season. It's an 82-game marathon. So your teams have to be prepared physically, mentally, to be able to go through 82 games. Every NBA team has ups and downs during the course of a season. Every NBA team deals with injuries. Every NBA team has losing streaks. Every NBA team has to go through that during the course of the season. And a lot of it depends on the schedule. So the Knicks had not that many. I think this is their second or third back-to-back of the season. But they have had a number of I think they played 18 games of the 30 games on the road. Okay, so while they haven't had a lot of back-to-backs, they have had a heavy amount of road games. In January, they're going to play some back-to-backs, but they're going to be home back-to-backs. And they got a lot of home games coming up in January. So, right, while the Knicks were on the road for most of the season, literally, they're going to have now other teams like Boston, like Cleveland, that's going to be on the road for a lot of games. See, they got to go through their hell now, right? The Knicks weather the storm. We still haven't got MitchRob back, but when we do, as I've been saying, there's going to be hell to pay. Right now, they're 667 winning percentage. Almost 67% of their games they win. That's a 55-win pace right now for the Knicks. I expect that to even get better as we head into January, starting actually tonight in Orlando. So the Knicks are in a good position. We can't sleep on nobody. We got to take 1 game at a time. Tonight's game is at Orlando. They have to focus on Orlando. And I am 100% sure that Tom Thibodeau has that same mentality. Tonight, we have Orlando. Forget what happened 2 days ago, Christmas. Forget what happened tomorrow. Tonight, they got to beat Orlando. That's what they're dealing with. And so the only person aside McCullough on the injury list is, of course, MitchRob. We don't expect him to be on there for too much longer. And so everybody else is available. We expect Tom Thibodeau to make use of both Cameron Payne and Landry Shamet. Everybody's ready to go. Okay, so let's get this W tonight. And that'll, if they can win tonight, it'll be 6 straight. Be 6 straight. Okay, if they win tonight. So it'll be a good night to get this dub. Y'all enjoy your Friday. Please be safe out there. This time of year, people are frustrated and angry, and a lot of violence takes place. Be safe out there and enjoy. So.